We didn't. India became independent in 1947. States have been created from time to time, newer states. But it didn't occur to us that we should celebrate a statehood day beyond that state. Because so far, statehood days have been celebrated in their respective states which were created on that particular day. This was largely celebrated by the governments of that state and mostly political leaders. But now, at the initiative of the Honorable Prime Minister Modi, we are celebrating a statehood day in every state, a statehood day of each state in every state. Why has this been necessitated? First of all, I'm so happy to see so many young men and women studying here in Chennai. I never knew that we have so many young people from Uttarakhand studying here in Chennai. I welcome you all, and maybe on some subsequent occasion we'll love to host you again. So the reason when we thought of this idea is that, during our independence movement, during the period of colonization, the entire country together fought the British. And of course, Portuguese, French, all those who had occupied our country, different parts of it. That resistance to British was from the entire country. I don't know how many of you are aware that in 1801 there were warriors, freedom fighters here in this land who not only fought for independence of the local kingdom to which they were kings, but they fought for the freedom of India. And how? In 1801, why I'm calling 1801? Because that's the year when two brothers from Sivgangai district, Marudhi brothers, those who had defeated the British in 1780, and for 20 years they kept them out of their area, their kingdom. They realized that the British must be driven out of the whole country. And then they came up with an idea of forming alliance with all the rulers around, as many as possible, and unitedly fight the British. And in 1801, they produced a document, a beautiful document called Jambu Dweep Declaration. Some of you would be aware that Jambu Dweep is another name for Bharat country. India, before the British came, we didn't call ourselves Indians. India is a new thing. It was called Bharat for thousands and thousands of years. So he produced a document called Jambu Dweep Declaration, and how we must drive these foreigners, Europeans, out of the entire Jambu Dweep. Subsequently, the freedom movement has started gaining momentum. We started coming together. Since the beginning of the 20th century, the whole country fought the British unitedly. When the British tried to divide, and they divided Bengal on a communal line, created Muslim Bengal and Hindu Bengal, people all over the country revolted, including many people here in Tamil Nadu, what we call Tamil Nadu today. Great people like V.O. Chidambaram Pillai, so many of them, they came on a street against something happening in Bengal. Imagine. It was not taken out of the country. It was created a province on communal line, and people from Tamil Nadu, all over the country, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Punjab, everywhere people resisted. And so here, when Jallianwala Bagh happened, there was a massive protest here. You have heard the name of great Kamraj. Kamraj left his education and joined anti-British movement. So many. At every occasion, the whole country was united as one family, and they remain united for long, long time. But after we became independent, and when we started, the modern state took the shape, and states politics became state centric. When the politics became state centric, obviously in every state, the nature of politics that we have is such that people around the capital of that state, larger area, who invariably constitute the, you can call it in terms of majority or minority, but I don't know, it is all the new concept, majority, minority. There was no such concept before when we were fighting the Europeans. So people who were at the margin, who were at a distance from the capital, they felt neglected. They felt that they were distant from the power that be in that state. And then they started, the grievance came naturally, and demand for a separate state. And this is how, from a single digit number of states, we have been growing. We have come 29 states, 28 states now, Jammu and Kashmir is taken care of. So we have 28 states. Of course, they have got a number of union territories also. So with the coming of new state and nature of politics that we have, the identity, the sense of we all, the whole Bharat as a family, that got weakened. And we all started developing a state-centric identity. Nothing wrong in that. As a human being, we have multiple identities. In our personal life, we have multiple identities. We are sons, we are fathers, we are husbands, we are wives, we are brothers, we are sisters, we are neighbors. No end to different identities. But the political identity has started getting so overwhelmed that the sense of one Bharat as a family started getting weakened. We all started thinking in terms of our narrow areas, except for the defense forces. In most of the areas, people develop very identity in a silo. I am a Bihari, I am a Tamilian, I am a Malayali, I am a Kannadiga, I am a Punjabi, I am a Marathi. Nothing wrong in that. But that identity started getting so overwhelmed that I find today in this land, let us say where we are, this land, it hosts people from all parts of the country. It's not only you guys who have come to study here for a few years to go back. But this land has more than 1.5 crore Telugus, about 50 lakh people, Malayalis from Kerala, around the similar number from Karnataka, you can say. You have almost about 15 lakhs people, Marathis. More than that, you have Gujaratis, Saurashtrian here. We have more than 5 lakhs people from Bundelkhand living for all these have been living for several hundred years. It's not that they have come yesterday or day for yesterday. They have been living here for several hundred years. You go to Kashi, you have more than 40,000 Tamilians living there for more than 1,000 years. Now, today, I find people here, Telugu, Malayalis, Kannadigas, Bundelkhandis, Saurashtrians, Marathis, all of them calling themselves, we are a linguistic minority, we are living in minority, they feel as if they are not full citizen. This a new identity consciousness built along language, built along race, built along region. All these things have started getting so overwhelmed. At the time of independence, our country was socially together once. It was such a remarkable social cohesion. We had a problem with Pakistan. We had a partition. As Commander Kulbhushan says, he's a victim of that. British partitioned the country. But that partition disease, the virus of partition, mutated, and we started partitioning ourselves along the line of a state. Today, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka are fighting over Kaveri water. You are not in a position to say anything. Where were they till before 1956? It was one state. They were all happy together. There was no issue. But this new and new, making of new and new states, which was necessary for fulfilling the aspirations of the people of that area. And when we talk about culture, again, the culture also has acquired a different kind of connotation today. Today I hear here people sitting here, this is Tamil culture, then something called Malika Kerala culture, Karnataka culture, Telangana and Andhra culture. What were these cultures before 1956, before these states were formed? This question I first started asking when I visited the Northeast about 3.5 decades ago. And I started finding all the divisions. And when I started finding the people, in continuum, there is no difference. But suddenly with the drawing of a political line, people become us and they. You are now Meghalaya, I am Assam, and we will fight. Whereas people have been living together symbiotically happy relations for centuries and centuries, or thousands of years. After all, imagine more than 5 lakhs people from Bundelkhand who are here. How did they come? And that too about their history goes about 600-700 years ago. People from Saurashtra about 1,000 years ago they came. How did they come? People could move from one part of the other. There were numerous kings, there were numerous Raja, Maharaja, Rajwade. लेकिन लोगों के अंदर में कोई भेदभाव नहीं था, लोग जाते थे. ये हमारा सेंस. Similarly, Uttarakhand, before 9th of November 2000, when we talk about the culture, we could have talked about the composite culture of UP. We couldn't have talked about this is UP culture, this is Uttarakhand culture. When you travel from one part, let us say you drive from Kanyakumari, and I have done that in case of from Siliguri, I have driven to Kohima and Imphal and different parts, and I have noticed it. You will find the variations at every 50 kilometer, almost. Variations, but you can relate. But 400 kilometer distance, if you compare here to there will be marked difference. But if you go into continuity, then you will find minor variations.